Right, here we have a HP G62. It's overheating. We've done an SSD upgrade in it to refurbish to sell, but it's still getting warm. We've noticed if you put your hands by the fan vent that although the air is hot, there isn't actually much air coming out. So what we reckon is there's a build up of fluff in under the fan. So we've got to do a complete disassembly to remove it. Also, while we've got it apart, we'll talk through processor upgrades. Although this is already an i3, if it was a dual core, which they do a dual core model of this, you can upgrade it to an i3 or an i5. Also, some of the Celeron range you can upgrade as well. But the newer stuff, anything above like 5th gen, 4th or 5th gen i4, i3 and i5, you can't upgrade them because they're fixed processors. But something like this, old Windows 7, you can upgrade the processor in it. So we'll go through the disassembly. I won't talk too much. I would just whip through it all because I've got my drill here and it's pretty quick and straightforward. But what I would do to start with is remove all the screws out of the base. So we'll remove the RAM cover here. There's just 3 simple screws. There, literally there. Whilst I got that off, I don't know if I need to remove the Wi-Fi card and that yet, so we'll leave that there. All laptops are completely different. Some you have to remove the Wi-Fi and the RAM, and some you don't. So that's the hard drive cover, literal 2 screws. This would normally be in a caddy, but I haven't put it back in it yet because we've just done the SSD upgrade. And you've got a few straggling screws in this lot. That's the screws for the SSD caddy, which we've removed. As you can see, the drill makes my life a lot easier. I'd recommend to get one. Just be real careful with the torque settings, because when doing the laptops up, you can actually strip the threads. But undoing them, you can't really do any harm at all. So I've got it on the fastest setting there is. That's the keyboard screws along the back. So if you wanted to replace the keyboard, you've got 3 screws along the back and 1 over here, 1 there and 1 there. So 6 screws in total just for the keyboard. There we go. I think that's it. So you can take the disk drive out. There we go. That's that screw there for disk drive. We'll keep everything nice and neat. We'll keep the screws in the part. Remember the short ones, these short ones here, okay, those 3 short ones are the 3 along the back. The 4 short ones. I should have 4, there's the 4th. Are the 4 along the very back. Do not confuse them with any other screws because the other ones are longer and you'll make dents in the top of the laptop. Right, we will turn it over. Remove the keyboard first. I'm gonna have to pause you because I've left a tool over there. Right, here we go. This is the tool that I'm going to use. So literally just gently slide it in there. It might be the bottom on these. It's a bit of a pain for once. Oh, there we go. Once you get it started, it should just all pop out, like so. Right, have we got any screws there? Look, we've got 1 screw there. Undo these ribbons, and perfect little tool, bit of plastic, pointing on one end, flat on the other. Just use that to help you take these ribbons out. You've got the mouse here, power button here, and you've got to remove the speaker wire over here. Sometimes on some laptops you have some screws underneath the disk drive bezel, so just be careful there. But I think that's it. Just gently work your way around, but be gentle with this. Oh look, there you go. Too much talking, forgot that one. But if you're gentle, you can feel resistance and work out where you have actually left the screws in it. There we go, easy as that. Cover off. Let's put that out of the way for a minute. Right, here we go. So to remove this, we do have to take the Wi-Fi card out. Might actually take them out of the way. We've got some tape here. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just going to take these up out of the way because I don't actually, so they don't fall back through the hole basically, and then can just save time. Right, that silver screw is also different from all the rest, so keep that over to one side with the Wi-Fi card. Right, so you've got these two ribbons over here. One is the USB port, the other is probably the webcam, etc. And then you've got the power jack under there, which we've got to remove in a second. Just remove that screw. These are also different lengths, so keep these separate. This is the SATA connector for the disk drive, also needs removing, and the screen cable over here. And also this little one, I'm not quite sure what that's for off the top of my head. Probably the microphone at the top of the laptop. Goes up through the screen hinge. Also another screw over here. Again, keeping it in the separate pile because it's shorter. Alright, now once we can move the motherboard up slightly, we can unplug the power jack. One screw over there by the fan. Look at that. One motherboard out. Right, I'm just going to put this on the side over there out the way because we don't need that for a second. Right, motherboard, easy. I tend not to use the drill for the motherboard because I have snapped the brackets off before. So what I'm going to do is just use the normal screwdriver for the motherboard. Just 4 screws there, as easy as that. Unplug it there. So the fan is actually working on this model, but if it wasn't, we could replace it doing this as well. See, 3D spins, but what you cannot see is under here. There's a build up generally. So you've got 3 screws, 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're very small, so you need a smaller screwdriver for that. So hopefully, when I undo this, there is going to be a mass build up of, I don't know what it is, fluff, I would say. Because that's always what's in here. Especially with these laptops that are getting on 7, 8 years old. And they've never been taken apart. Ready? The great reveal. There we go. I will get that with a screwdriver a minute. Let's try the plastic tool instead. I'm actually going to blow it out off camera, but as you can see, there's so much of it. Just absolute disgusting. We just make sure all the veins there are free of any dust. That's where all the airflow goes through the copper pipe and cools it all down for you. So basically, just screw your fan back onto there. Simple, just your 4 screws again, easy. Right, whilst we've got it apart, I've cleaned the fan out. That was our main objective of this one, but I'll talk about the processors. Right, here's your processor. To remove that, all you need is a flat screwdriver, which I'll just pause you and grab because it's over on the other bench. Right, I'm back, flat screwdriver in hand. This is my Pentium processor box. I'll just talk through this quickly. So I'll take this one out for you, just to describe. Okay, look. Right, there's a gold, so pointing arrow in the corner, which would indicate this front left corner from your angle. There's your processor, that's i3. So let me just get some examples out here, just to confirm. Right, that is a Pentium, single core. Oh yeah, looks almost identical, because it basically is. It's the same socket, same processor. So I can actually, I've got i5s in here, so I could actually, the one on the left there, that's an i5. So I could actually upgrade to an i5 whilst I got it apart. No extra hassle for me, no extra problems. But I'm going to leave it on the original i3 processor because I've actually got 3 i5s for sale in the shop at the moment. And I want a lower spec machine for a lower price range, so I can upgrade it for, I mean, an i5 processor, they're about 8 or 10 quid to buy on eBay. So you can upgrade your PC for a minimal amount of cost. But what we're going to do is just put the i3 back in the actual laptop, because that's what we want today. So we're going to repaste it to put it back in. So what we're going to carefully do, you can see all this around the edge. I got a plastic pointy tool. I'm just going to clean that out around the edge. There we go. Just very gently clean that. I've got my toothbrush. There we go. And then I've got some alcohol on a cloth. I mean, you don't have to be that careful with the top of the processor. It's those little pins at the bottom. Just watch them, because you don't want to bend them, because your processor's then ruined. So that's pretty clean now. So I'm going to put that back in there. The same way I took it out with the arrow in the corner there. Just take note of all this when you take it apart. And you've also got to clean the gunk off the bottom of this heatsink. It's just really dry processor paste that we are going to replace in a second. Again, the alcohol cloth, wherever there's a bit of alcohol on it. Just clean it off. Look at that, spotless. Right, we've got some new thermal paste. What you've got to watch is if you put too much on. So to say that's enough is that's enough. That tiny amount. Everyone, absolutely everyone, leaves too much processor paste on. And then actually it does the opposite effect and it just ruins your computer. So we're going to bolt that back in. So there's the actual complete video of either a processor upgrade or the fan clean of the HP. I think it's a G62, which is also the same as the CQ62 and very similar to the G61 and CQ61, and they're pretty much all similar laptops. So this would work on all of your laptops across them ranges, and I will probably fast forward the rest of the video of the reassembly. All that will be included, I'll fast forward, and if you've got any questions at all, just leave them in the comments box and I'll try to get back to you. If you've got a different model of laptop that you want help with, I also have thousands of laptops here, so I might be able to help you with that. Just comment and I'll see what I can do, and just upload the videos of me repairing my own jobs, so to make your life easier. Cheers. Right, it's take 2 with showing you the end result of turning it on, because actually it doesn't matter how many of these you do, you still might forget something if you're not paying attention. I actually forgot to plug the power button in, which then I had to remove the keyboard again, which was them same 6 screws I showed you earlier. Lift it all back up, and there you go. Turns on. Nice and quiet. I mean, the fan starts on these models as soon as you turn it on, and it will dull down within like a minute. But as you can see, boots really quick with the SSD. Just finishing the Windows updates and ready to rock and roll. And then we'll activate Windows, and that will go in the shop for sale. Again, if you've got any more questions at all, just ask in the comments, and like if you like the video. Cheers.